Thank you, Michael. Like you rightly mentioned, a political analyst, Kazungu Katana, now joins us in studio just to dissect what's going on in the political scene 118 days to the general election. Many thanks for joining us on Morning Express.
Thank you very much, Michelle.
Right. Let's take a look at what's going on politically. And we'll begin with asking you what we're asking our viewers this morning. Do you believe the ODM disciplinary measures will help curb violence within the party?
Yes, I think so. ODM is an association, of course, and like any other association, it has its own rules and regulations that members have got to adhere to. And if they do something wrong, then disciplinary action should be taken. So it's a question of respecting your own laws. If you join an association that has got laws, you have to respect those laws. If you don't, then action has to be taken. As to those actions leading into violence, then I think that is indiscipline by self.
There's been a lot of criticism and doubt as to whether the disciplinary committee will really be able to do anything. Take a look at some of those who have been summoned to appear before the committee, 16 ODM members, among them the likes of Hassan Ali Joho, Okoth Obado, such top dogs within ODM. And the skepticism is who really within the disciplinary committee has the power to discipline the deputy party leader?
Well, the deputy party leader has got his own role. The committee also has got its own role. That is where now checks and balances come in. We have to respect each person, each institution's role play in society, irrespective of what the status are. So that discipline committee was established to do a certain role, and its role is to ensure that members actually respect the laws of the party. So if you flout those roles, whatever position you have, it's only appropriate that action should be taken against you. And I don't think that should lead to any misunderstanding, because if that is the case, then it means that's impunity. These are your own roles, you have flouted them, you have to be answerable to them, irrespective of your status.
Right, and of course this is not just being seen within ODM, it's being seen in many other political parties, Jubilee as well included. But the precedence that has already been set, because even as, yesterday or as this weekend, we also had spate of violence, the precedence that has already been set. What does this mean in the run-up to the election? Because many times the environment surrounding the primaries will be the same environment surrounding the actual election.
Precisely, I think what ODM is trying to do, and perhaps in other parties and alliances, I think is the right thing. I think the law and order in any election should begin with the parties. The moment that we respect the rules and the disciplinary measures of our political parties, that's the starting point of us having a free, fair, and violence-less elections. So this is the time our political parties must take action, must be firm against any tendencies that may lead to violence. If we don't take action right now, then you know the consequences. So I think with due respect, whether you are a leader of what position in society, respect the laws of the institution, respect the laws of the land, let those who we have enabled to take care of the situation take care of it. So I'm very much supportive of any measures, especially on the part of political parties, to ensure that their members actually adhere to the code of conduct, which all of us do sign if you are joining a political party, to say, I abide by the laws of the party, especially when it comes to violence-related issues.
Now, of course, most of this violence has been witnessed in political rallies and other campaign scenarios. But IEBC, according to it, says the official campaign period begins in, June, July. And we've already seen campaigns begin. The primaries really setting the precedence for that. Why hasn't IEBC come out and done anything, said anything about it?
I think as much as we blame IEBC, IEBC is just one of the actors in the electoral process, okay? And we cannot simply blame IEBC because it's the organ that is mandated to conduct elections. I think it should begin with us, all right? Look, the problem we have in Kenya is impunity, disregard for the law. We are told that elections have to begin 2 months before August 8th. Then a year or even less, in fact, in each election year, campaigns have become like a 24/7 process, which is unlawful. And so again, we are coming back to ourselves. We know the law says elections have to come 2 months, but we are now, actually we have been already in the election campaigning, which is not the right thing to do.
And I get where you're coming from, and really you shouldn't be blaming IEBC for every electoral process, but many also argue that IEBC has not come out to stamp its authority, even with the rules that it's making. It hasn't come out to stamp its authority. Political parties and political players can walk all over it.
Political authority, yes, but the IEBC by itself, really, it has got to have some other organs that have to support it as well. You know, because it's not just about the IEBC, but our law governing institutions also must come in to help the IEBC. If there is violence, you know, in the rallies, as we have seen lately, is it only IEBC that should come in? I think we also have institutions that should come in and deal with this matter thoroughly. The problem we have in this country is that, you know, people make mistakes, people do wrongs, and because of their statuses in life, no action is taken against them. And that perpetuates the kind of impunity that I'm talking about. The moment that we see violence and no one takes action against this violence, no one cares about the perpetrators of this violence, you can imagine what's going to happen during elections. When people, the common person, believes that he or she can throw a stone and nothing is taken against that person because the common person is copying what the big man is doing. And when we get there, it's worrying.
Right, and of course, leaders really need to be careful with the precedents that they are setting. But let's shift gears and focus on the search for a flag bearer within the opposition outfit, NASA. There is scheduled a 3-day retreat, in the coast. But KTN News did receive information yesterday that the technical committee is favoring a Raila-Kalonzo duo. But of course, we have the other principals and their supporters, Mudavadi and Wetangula, come out and say they will not accept anything less than their man on the ballot.
I have said, and I still say, that NASA is an amorphous organization. You see, if you start an organization that has no structure, it becomes a problem, okay? What brings together NASA is just the presidential issue of who is the flag bearer. Otherwise, if you look at the parties that are in it, each one is on its own. They want to preserve their own identities as parties, okay? So what is the issue? We want to come together because we want to find a president, okay? But if you look at the parties, they are on their own. They are campaigning on their own. They have issues of their own. So the common factor is what? We want one of us to be president. Good enough. Now, the problem is this, that lack of information. What has actually crippled NASA is that lack of information vacuum. An organization that does not have an information system to tell the people what they are doing, you know, leads to crisis.
Isn't this a political strategy that they're employing?
If it is a political strategy, then it's a stupid political strategy. You know why? I mean, some of these things, the people right now, okay, are saying, who is going to be the flag bearer for NASA? Okay? What should they do? Irrespective of the differences in the boardrooms, irrespective of what we are seeing in the technical committee, each member may be saying our person is our man and all that. That's not should not be for public. I mean, they must have a flow of information from this entity and tell the people, listen, we are still discussing, and this is how far we have gone so far. What is happening right now? There is no information coming to the public. That's leading to speculation, and then they blame the newspapers and say, oh, that is the newspapers blaming this and this and this. I mean, come on. The newspapers are there to inform the people. If you don't give them the right information, they will go to Kazungu Katana, they will go to Mashayal, they will go to Ngaura and say, oh, listen, what do you think? They will report that.